Hey guys, how you doing today? Today's video is titled Hate is Taught, Love is God-given. Hate is taught and love is God-given. You know, I was thinking about how the impact of hate and how the impact of love affects our life, um, everything, just everything about us. I mean, it's a thin line. But I was thinking, how do you get to that point of being born a child and you enter into this world with your innocence, your curiosity, and your natural ability to love? How do you get from that to having such animosity, hate, such darkness in you? Because we know that we were all birthed from a womb, but created before by a Father who knows us, and a Father who created the heaven and the earth. So that means that that Father created the parents that you have. And for some reason, that Father connected you with that parent. But before that Father did that, the first thing that he initiated was who he wanted you to be. And all of us were created in innocence. Before we even learned fear or division or bitterness. As a baby, you know, we were born knowing we weren't born knowing how to despise another human being. Those lessons entered into our spirits later. That was handed down by broken systems, wounded hearts, and unhealed generations. We can testify that even animals was created with love. Specifically, we can say a dog. A dog was created for loyalty, for comfort, and service. The dog seeks connection and it provides protection by nature. And all of these things are only through conditioning. Conditioning meaning that that dog was also birthed, knowing that it had a job to do to provide love, to provide comfort. And then when we turn and condition that animal, we teach it how to attack. But we know that violence isn't that animal's natural state, nor its original design. Love is. Now, am I saying that we are comparing to a dog? No. I'm using that example to go into the depth of what I'm trying to say is that we are all born as children, birth molded by God. He connected us with a parent, and his initiative starting point is for us to have love. None of us were ever created or birthed to have hatred. Now, things may happen in our lives, our upbringing, whatever our parents have, soaked or taken from the surrounding, the atmosphere, the system, the location, or whatever that they endured spews out into the home. And then as being children, we are sponges. See, we're created in the image of a living God. Genesis 1 verse 27. Couldn't say it any clearer. So God created mankind in his own image. And we know that God is a God of love. He's a loving God. See, that means that scripture is saying that love is not something we learn. It's something that we are designed to reflect. Now, Proverbs 22 verse 6 also it says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he's old, he will not depart from it. Again, we go back into how we're feeding our household. What are we teaching our children? Yeah, I understand some of us work hard and we build our home and our children, with character, with discipline, with faith. And then, when they go out, it depends on the people that are around. What do they choose? Are they going to carry what they're taught at home or do they adapt into the surroundings? Now, that verse, train up a child in a way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. That verse reveals a sobering truth. What we teach becomes what they carry. And it's the same for us. What we take from the world, from our letdowns, from the people that we allow in our surroundings, what we hang on to or believe, that is what we carry. Hate is not modeled. Hate is learned. You have to understand, if love is practiced, love becomes a legacy. If we decide to release hate, we carry a great legacy with us. No matter how you are, rich, poor, little, short, dark, light, with a title, without a title. How great can you be? The greater aspect of you is what you carry, what you produce out to the world. Matthew 19, verse 14, it says, let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Now, why does God constantly talk about the little ones? Because I'm sure that God sees that what we produce in the beginning of our childhood, is what he would prefer. Now, when we go out into the world, we make encounters, we make friends, we change. We forget everything that we were taught, everything that we were created to be. That's why Jesus always points to the children, not because of what they know, but because of what they are. They're pure in heart, open in trust, free to prejudice. We are all once little children, created with innocence before the world poisoned or touched us. Before hatred was introduced, before fear was trained, before we were led by broken examples and learned behaviors, our hearts were never meant to receive. We were clean. Now, what the world later taught us was not our original design. It was distortion of it. And what I'm getting at is we're living in a world that is so engulfed by hate. Good people are losing the true essence of who they are. Good people, it becomes like a system, a class, or you get a degree. The one who shows more hate is more powerful. That's what I'm seeing right now. It's like what we learn shows truly the essence of our strength, but not what we were created to be. Hatred may be screaming in the world. And it is right now. But I'm here to tell you in this video, Jesus will always answer back. Not with a fist. The first he will answer with is love. While Jesus was nailed on the cross, surrounded by mockers, persecuted, violence was everywhere, he answered with love. And we can see that in Luke 23, verse 34, where Jesus, he says, ask the Father. Jesus asked the Father to forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. While nailed to a cross, Jesus revealed to us how to respond in time of hate, dislike, jealousy, just when people are not being nice to you. People are plotting against you. People are taking time out of their breath, out of their lives, out of their day, just to plot, to destroy, to just dismantle. And they're pulling other innocent people along. And unfortunately, those people are falling into that same trap. We don't have to really fall into that trap. I know it seems easy. I know there may be things at hand, at play. There may be accusation or being led that if you don't do this, this is going to happen to you. If it is not something that will help humanity and you feel that it is that you're being coerced into it, if you truly look back for just a few seconds, ask yourself, was I created with this type of hurt? Was I created to be involved in this type of manipulation, gaslighting, lies? I'm destroying lives. You're not only destroying the person's life that you're being coerced into bringing harm to or to persecute, you're destroying yourself. And the sad thing about it, you're not only destroying yourself, you're destroying your family. You're destroying the people who rely on you because that is what you're bringing to the table. What I'm trying to say is that we don't respond with what is being done to us. And we don't have to go when we know that we're being forced to hurt someone else. We just have to take a time and look how Jesus responded for who he was. You too have to do the same thing. I know it may sound childish or maybe, I'm overly loved, or when I say I'm overly loved, I love life or love humanity too much. And you're probably watching and is like, she don't know what's going on in my life, what people have done to me. But take a look, go into your Bible and just see what was done to Jesus. Read about it. And then compare it to what you're going through the betrayals, the lies, the separation, the loneliness, the plots, the gaslighting, doesn't matter. The illness, the discord, the rejection, doesn't matter. It hurts, but there was someone who suffered greater pain than you. I'm here just to tell you simply, there's a life application to this video. And it's simple. If hate is fought, that means you don't have to fight against it. If hate, I said fought, if hate is taught, that means that it can be untaught. Because you went from innocence to learning how to hate. Now you can return back to your innocence. If you're being fought against, not to stand in your peace and the love that Christ has given you, You can also turn your back away from it. You don't have to do everything someone tells you to do that's going to bring hurt or plotting something that you know that is destroying life, that's going to destroy that person's life and everybody that's in that person's life and your life and everybody that's in your life. The same that I must say, if cruelty is learned, then compassion can be relearned. Every word that we speak, every actions that we do, every example we set, every reaction we model, that's teaching. Someone is watching. And unfortunately, sometimes it's the ones who are close to us, the ones that we have to bring up right. It's reaching someone. And it's the next generation, I have to tell you. Because a lot of us have children. A lot of us have nieces and nephews that's watching what we're doing. We're either reinforcing what the world has broken, or we're restoring what God originally intended. So I want you to ask yourself this question. What am I modeling when I'm angry? When I'm following something that I know my heart is telling me not to do? When I'm hurting someone that I know that can destroy their lives, and I'm also destroying my life? What am I teaching when I speak about people who are different from me? I speak ill about them. Gossip about them. Tell lies on them. Ask yourself, are you passing down wounds? Or am I breaking down cycles? Love is not weakness. Love is discipline. Love is Christ-likeness. It takes intention for you to respond with grace in a world that train you to hate. But in the midst of this video, there is a good news. This is not a word of motivation. It's the truth. For the God who created you, that is who he is. The good news is that God designed you as a person of love. God designed you as a human, someone with strength. God designed you to fight off evil and not let it ruin and poison your soul. I'm here to tell you what was taught in fear can be replaced with truth. And what was shaped by hate, it can be healed by love. No matter what you went through, no matter who came against you, no matter what you endured, the lies, who betrayed you, who did you wrong, if you are open and you enter into that light of Christ, it will change you. That hardness will turn into pure love. You'll understand. You may even understand why that person or persons did this to you. That's the good news. You may have learned hate, but I'm here to tell you, you were created for love. You may have been trained by pain, but you were designed for compassion. And when love is reintroduced, it doesn't just change individuals. It transforms generation. It makes a difference in your home, in your life, in the way that you feel. Doesn't mean everything is going to be hunky-dory like they say. But when you have love, you have understanding. When you have love, you have an opportunity for you to relive your life. So we are all called by Jesus to love boldly and forgive freely and stand firmly. Because love was never learned. It was always yours choice if you wanted it. God designed you with that love. Now, if you decide to reject it and look the other way, then you have the option also to turn back to the direction where love is and open up and say, I receive it. I want to change heart. I don't want to be a part of this darkness and this evilness and hurting people and doing this and doing that. All you have to do is speak to God. So I'm saying to you, go out into this world today, whenever you receive this video, and spread the good news of Jesus, which was his given grace, love, and mercy. And it'll make a difference in your life. Trust me, it will. Turn away from darkness and turn to the light of God. I love you with the love of Christ, and I pray to see you on the next video. Bye.